Brief introduction of Hawaii Island. Hawaii is a group of volcanic islands in the Central Pacific Ocean. This state is the most beautiful island, located 2,397 miles from San Francisco, California to the east and 5,293 miles from Manila in the Philippines to the west. The current population of Hawaii is 1.43 million. The capital of Hawaii Island is Honolulu, located on the island of Oahu.
Turning to the next topic, it's about the history of Hawaiian Island. The Polynesians arrived in Hawaii after navigating the ocean with only using the stars to guide them. They're from Marquesas Island, that located 2,000 miles away from Hawaii Island. They traveled to Hawaii's Big Island in canoe, and they were skilled farmers and fishermen. Let's go jump to 1778, where Captain James Hook first arrived in that island. So, Captain James Hook lands at Waimea Bay on the island of Kauai, and becoming the first European to make contact with the Hawaiian Islands. Cook names the archipelago the Sandwich Islands after the Earl of Sandwich. And a year later, Cook is killed at Kalaekua Bay on the island of Hawaii. Between 1791 and 1810, King Kamehameha conquered the other rulers and united the entire archipelago into one kingdom. So this is how the Kingdom of Hawaii exists. King Kamehameha is the first king of Hawaii. We move to 1820, the first Christian missionaries arrived. And then after that, the Western traders and whalers came to the island. In 1893, the American colonists controlled Hawaii's sugar-based economy, and they easily overthrew the kingdom and established the Republic of Hawaii. And then that's how the US annexed Hawaii as a territory in 1898.
Is the only state from volcanoes. More than 1 million years ago, a violent volcano eruption split the bottom of the Pacific Ocean. For centuries, lava has flowed from the giant cracks in the ocean floor caused by the eruption. Lava flows from large mountain ranges below the water surface, some of which rise thousands of meters above the water surface. The peaks from the 2,400 kilometers long archipelago of islands, which were later called the Hawaiian Islands. Although the archipelago is very long, Hawaii's territory is not large. In Hawaii, there is only 16,638 square kilometers of actual land area. This state contains islands of various sizes. The average elevation of the state of Hawaii is 3,030 feet or 923 meters above sea level.
Tourism in Hawaii. So guys, Hawaii is a US state that is an archipelago in the Pacific Ocean. Of the 8 major islands, Hawaii, Oahu, Maui, and Kauai have major tourism, while it is limited on Molokai and Lanai, and access to Niihau and Kaho'olae is restricted. Hawaii was first populated no later than the 20th century CE by people of Polynesian origin, most likely from Tahiti. And for the example of popular tourist attractions to visit in Hawaii are Honolulu, Maui, Kauai, Kailua Kona, and Haleakala National Park. So how guys? Very interesting, right? You can make tourist destination in Hawaii a vacation destination, or maybe your vacation list later.
The political system in Hawaii. So, Hawaii is governed by the American Constitution in 1959. Upon entry into the state, and further amended at the Constitutional Convention of 1968. The governor and lieutenant governor are elected on a joint ticket for 4-year terms. Yeah, they are not permitted to serve more than 2 consecutive terms. The only other elected members in the 17 departments of the executive branch are the members of the Board of Education. Hawaii Bicameral Legislature consists of the Senate with 25 elected representatives from 25 senatorial districts serving 4-year terms, and the House of Representatives consisting of 51 members elected from single member district for 2-year terms. And yeah, Honolulu is the regional headquarters of the federal government. Hawaii's local governmental structure is unique among the United States. States in that it is limited to 2 levels of government. The state and the 4 counties, each with a mayor and a council. There are no municipal governments. State and county governments are also mayor-employer. The state judicial system consists of the Supreme Court, an intermediate appellate court, circuit courts, district courts, as well as a family court, a land court, and a tax appeal court.
Hawaiian traditional dance and musical instrument. The first hula hula. Of course, hula hula is very famous throughout the world because this art is the most prominent on these exotic islands. Hula hula is a dance that is also featured in many films such as the cartoon Lilo and Stitch. The next pahu. Pahu is a traditional Hawaiian musical instrument. This musical instrument is made from a coconut tree trunk with a hole in the middle.
The next topic is about the most popular traditional Hawaiian food and clothing. If you visit Hawaii, don't miss out on tasting one of the most popular traditional food in Hawaii, and that is poke. There are many variations on the basic recipe, but the most important thing is that you enjoy the fresh raw Hawaiian fish. And next is the most popular clothes and which characterizes Hawaii are Hawaiian clothes or shirts, which is known as, yes, aloha. With clothing pieces in bright colors, with beach and sea motifs, views of the dark sky, flowers, and palm trees. So for those of you who are on vacation to Hawaii, don't forget to appear wearing aloha clothes there.
March 19, 2020 is marked as the day of the major changes to the state government of Hawaii. When COVID-19 hit the state capital, the leadership of the House and Senate ordered everyone to evacuate immediately from the Hawaii State Capitol building. The day after one of the state senators had positive COVID-19, the mayor of Ohio ordered restriction on bars and restaurants, and the mayor of Kauai imposed a curfew. The governor imposed a travel quarantine for all arrivals, and the state-stopped airlines began canceling the long-haul flights, and the Ohio residents were ordered to stay and work at home. The Democrats later postponed the presidential primaries by mail and canceled the walk-in section, and even the Hawaii Democrats Party did not hold a state convention that year.
Economic development. Hawaii's economy has been severely impacted by the COVID-19 outbreak. Between April 2020 and December 2021, the unemployment rate averaged 10.6%. Hawaii lost 77,300 non-agricultural payroll jobs during the first and fourth quarters of 2020 and 2021. According to the Blue Chip Economic Indicators report, the United States real GDP rose by 5% in 2021. All foreign country forecasts for 2022 were positive. In 2021, nominal personal income is expected to fall 1.7% before rising 3.5% in 2023 and 2024. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, Hawaii's population will expand by 1% during the next 5 years. Hawaii's population is expected to expand by 2% in 2022, 3% in 2023, and 4% in 2025.